we've got a little more to smile about today, but I'm here today with our city manager, Dan Singer. And Dan's been a very, very busy guy, and especially so in the last few days, they have gone ahead and the day is May 21st, so it's Thursday. And just last night, Ventura County announced that they had gotten the permission to start some more openings, and there's been a lot of scrambling going on about that. So Dan's going to fill us in on what's going on the city side, and maybe give us a few other updates. Good morning, Dan. I know that you had a very late council meeting last night, so.
We did, very, very productive. Still pushing a lot of things to keep government moving here. But yeah, we were really thrilled to hear yesterday of the county's news. The largest county in the state of California to now be given permission to go to the second part of phase 2 and to allow our restaurants to begin to take in dining customers and to have our retail shops to be able to allow customers to come inside. And this is a huge step forward in returning our economy, and especially for our small, mom and pop shops to be able to hopefully get back into business and get supported by the community before they were facing really difficult decisions.
Well, I know the other day you'd said that really it was getting to the point with some people that they were on the brink of, falling over the edge, as it were. So I'm glad that this is announced now. Now, of course, it's going to take a few days, a while. I mean, how long do you think it might take before people might need some foot traffic?
Yeah, I expect so. I was looking at the criteria for opening this morning, and what's required is businesses need to register with the county. It's a pretty easy process, probably takes only about 5 minutes. You can do it in Spanish or in English. It's on the vcreopens.com website. So www.vc as in Ventura County reopens.com. And that's the easy part. The checklists that they've developed, which is a guideline. It's not like you have to check every box to reopen your doors, but in essence, the goal is to really look at all aspects of your operation to make sure that it's safe for your employees, for the public, and for your business to operate. That checklist is pretty lengthy and detailed. And I would expect for restaurants that it will take them at least a day or two. They may even wait a week or two to be able to get employees re-employed, to gear up, to reconfigure the restaurant a little, to space tables apart differently. Obviously, most of our restaurants that have had to close during this time have to start to order inventory and get stocked up with fresh produce and all that stuff. So I don't know that we'll see a lot change between now and Memorial Day weekend, but I think in the coming week, we will see a lot of businesses start to open up.
Interesting. Now, just as an aside, now, of course, the newspaper's considered a essential business. Do essential businesses, do they have to go ahead and of course that doesn't include restaurants or things like that, many of which have had takeout. Do essential businesses, I'll have to check and see if I've got to register to start really opening the doors, but.
No, the practices are for the retail industry, not for businesses, whether they're essential or not. Those are really geared towards more health department type considerations.
Yes, and of course, I guess actually the dividing line is they're more to attract the general public, just type of a thing, versus, like you said, an office setting. Now, also, now with retail too, we're very lucky in Santa Paula because of the fact that all our retailers open directly to the street. And this does not apply to like shops in malls or anything like this. This is just strictly exterior entry type of
That's right. The other thing is that it doesn't yet apply to pubs, breweries, wineries. So places like Ojai and Ventura with a lot of those types of businesses, they're still going to have to wait. They're not included in this order. We don't have any pubs. All of the bars that we have in town serve food.
Yeah,
so it's a single, it's a single point of transaction, and that's the
Mhm.
key.
Oh, interesting.
So I think for Santa Paula, we're going to be able to get our doors open.
Mhm.
However, we also are in the middle of seeing a real run up in cases locally. And
Yes.
so, whereas a month ago we were doing pretty darn well, we are now looking at having the highest per capita cases in the entire county.
Yes.
That is not
Mhm.
a statistic we really want
Right.
to hold.
Do
And
we have
so I
an
mentioned
update
that.
today?
What's that?
Do we have an update today? I know as of yesterday, it was 74 cases.
74. I have not gotten an update
Sure.
yet
And
today.
of course, we have had a spike, but the 74 represents all of the cases since it was first detected in Ventura County
Yes.
in early March. But we have had a spike just in the last 2 weeks.
Yes, that is very true. And there's a lot, we're seeing a recovery of like 65% throughout the county. So you're right. It doesn't mean 74 people are currently ill. But my concern is if we move too quickly and people are going into restaurants and they're not putting face protective gear on and practicing social distancing, you know, what we don't want to do is see a hot spot here in Santa Paula.
Mhm.
That's not how we want to be known to the rest
Right.
of the community.
Right. Oh boy. Yeah, I can only agree. And of course, I think what a lot of people have to realize too is like you said, they are going to have to social distance. They have to continue to do that. Stores will have to limit how many people are in their store and during, and all of the
That's
businesses
right.
will have to limit and maintain
Yep.
social distancing and things like that. So we're definitely not out of the woods yet. We're just kind of peeking out, and um, and people really still have to be careful. Now we've got a test site now in town, a
You
dedicated
do.
test site. Hmm.
And you don't need to have, you know, doctor's permission to get tested,
Hmm.
although the county does ask that you only go there if you think you're asymptomatic or are really feeling like you need to be tested.
Hmm.
But it's over at the old Ford dealership off of Halleck Drive and the 126. It's open during the day, and you don't even need an appointment. It's a drive-up kind of experience. So this is testing not, I think it's testing for the antibody, not for the virus, but I
Oh,
could be,
is it antibody testing? Okay, I wasn't even sure myself. I
yeah,
thought it was testing for the virus.
it may be either, but I think it's also an
Oh,
antibody test.
oh,
So
interesting.
yeah, a lot of positive
Hmm.
efforts going on. Obviously, we are wanting to continue to practice those good, you know, those good techniques
Yes.
and keep everyone as safe as possible. But
Hmm.
certainly good sign and great for our local economy to
Hmm.
start to get the city partially opened up again.
Hmm. Now, has James Mason with the Community Development Department, has he been getting a lot of calls about this? Has the city been
He
getting a lot
has,
of
and we're
calls?
working closely with the Chamber of Commerce to
Hmm.
reach out. We've put together kind of our own checklist to give to businesses. We're planning next week to actually send a team of people out to every single restaurant in town, make sure that they have the
Interesting.
chance to register, that they have the tools that they need, that they understand
Hmm.
what requirements there are for
Hmm.
reopening, because we want people reopening as soon as possible, but we need them doing it safely. And the last thing we want is someone to open up and then get shut down.
Oh, absolutely.
You
Because I
know,
know they do have a hotline where they want people to be, to
yes,
report things that they feel don't, if you see something, say something type of a thing. But I think that's great on the city's part to work with them to make sure that they're up and running correctly in the first place.
it's to everyone's benefit. We're
Uh,
grabbing employees that don't normally interact, but we're asking them to help out in this case so that we can help people get open as soon as possible. Because as soon as that happens, it means more jobs, it means more people, more sales tax for the city, which
mhm.
will help us to get reimbursed for that stuff. So
Yes,
all very
absolutely.
positive.
Absolutely. Now, is there any chance that the city qualifies for any grants or any funding due to their efforts working in
Uh,
the
Not
COVID-19
not
crisis?
much. We're going to get some reimbursements for our transit services,
Hmm.
which will be really valuable because it means that through that reimbursement, we can shift some of those transit dollars into our road fund,
Oh,
and we
okay,
can
good.
get more road work done, even though road monies are obviously contracting or dropping. We do expect we might be able to get some reimbursement through FEMA for some of our direct expenses, and maybe even for some of the unemployment claims for our own employees. But otherwise, at this point, there's no local stimulus from the state or the feds.
Boy, I just don't understand that
Yeah.
at all. I don't understand that.
Yeah. So that's where we're at. I'm hoping to have better news in a week or two.
Well, yeah. Well, it just seems to be getting a little better, at least the attitude's a little better, because we all feel like, and Ventura County deserves a lot of credit for the job they've done. And,
they really
the
do.
reason why we're reopening and being the largest city, largest county in the state to reopen is because we have been successful and not doing something positive about stopping the spread of COVID-19. So that's
right.
Like the lollipop.
Well, I'll end with saying that the sun is shining a little brighter here in Ventura County.
Oh, that's great. And of course, Santa Paula is the center of our universe. So
and the center of the geographic center of the county.
And the geographic center of the county. Very good. That's true. We're the heartbeat. What can I say? Well, Dan, thank you so much. And
have a great Memorial Day weekend.
Yes, you also.
And to our viewers as well, stay healthy.
Okay, stay well. Okay. And once again, I'm Peggy Kelly, and this is Good Morning Santa Paula. Please visit us at www.kady.net and be sure to subscribe. And we'll also show this on Channel 10, which is the city government channel. And I'm not sure, but perhaps they even stream it online. You can watch Channel 10 online also. So anyway, Peggy Kelly, stumbling over my words, but you all have a wonderful weekend and a very, very safe weekend. Stay well.